So hi everyone, welcome to this video. I hope you're doing really well. So I've had a few questions relating to the refurbishment phase of property investment, and I thought in this video I'd share with you the process that we go through in terms of putting together a schedule of works. This is going to be almost certainly a two-parter. I think it's perhaps more manageable to see this in two parts rather than all in one video. And the way I'm going to walk you through it is actually, this is a on screen now an example of an extract of a schedule of works that we had in the property I don't know, 18 months ago-ish, and I've taken bits out. It's not all necessary and not all relevant, but this will certainly give you a flavour. I'm just actually going to start with these comments down here at the bottom. The first thing you really want to do in terms of a refurbishment is have a very clear picture of where you want the property to be in terms of what it wanted to look like and how you want it to function, ready for your prospective tenants. Now, if you're watching any of the videos on this channel, you'll know that we work with family tenants. So in our head, what does this property need to look like and how does this property need to be set up to function for a family living here? And if you're dealing with different types of tenant groups, then of course you're going to have different objectives. So be really clear on who is going to be using your asset. And once you've got a really clear picture in your head, that's a point, a vision that you can work towards. Now, just another comment is this one here. If we often like to buy 3-bed properties, we think they won't make really good family properties. Now, if you're going to buy a 3-bed property, essentially you're going to need to have 5 rooms all looking pretty much identical. The 3 bedrooms, of course, then you might have 2 reception rooms, and then you'll have a kitchen and a bathroom. And if you think about it, you've then got essentially 7 rooms in your house, and 5 of them arguably are going to look virtually identical. Bedrooms and living rooms will look pretty much the same, with the odd minor differences, like for instance how many sockets might be available. But if you can think about it in those terms, then 5/7 of your refurbishment, your schedule of works, is just repeat. And then you need to do something quite different, of course, for kitchens and bathrooms. And I may well come into that more in the second video. Now, just keeping this theme then, 5 rooms looking pretty much the same, there are really just 7 components that you need to keep in mind. And what we do when we do viewings and when we do a schedule of works and when we come and inspect property when we've got a refurb on the go, we always like to start at the top, furthest room away from the front door, and work our way down to the front door. It's how trades would work when they do a refurb, so they're not trampling all over their work they've just done, and so we just do the same process for all of it. And think about it then, you're in the top bedroom, furthest away from the front door, and the first thing you're going to do is going to look up and look at the condition of the ceiling. You know what the ceiling you want it to look like when it's done up, you've got a very clear picture of that. So what does the ceiling look like and what do you need to do? And what you're going to do is you're going to make notes. And anything that doesn't look like you want it to at the end, just write it down. And I'll work you through in a second our this sort of template schedule of works example. But if you can keep in mind that there are just sort of 7 things to look at. What's the condition of the ceiling? Bring your eyes down. What's the condition of the walls? And if any holes need to patch them up, then patch them up. You might do some overboarding, but what are the conditions of all the walls? So straight up, then you're going to look forwards and backwards, right and left. What are the conditions of the ceilings and the walls? Next thing is is actually the windows. And as you bring your eyes down, look out the window. Do the windows open and shut properly? Do the hinges work? Do the latches work? Are the handles secure? If it's an upstairs bedroom, is there an opportunity to escape? There has to have an escape route in every single bedroom. Have any of the gaskets in the units blown or need replacing? Just write them down. Then bring right down further. Nearly always underneath the window you'll find a radiator, and have a look at the radiator now on the heating system. So is it attached to the wall? One, has it got two tails, so a feed in and a feed out? On one of them, has it got a thermostatic radiator valve? Once you've made a note of the heating in that room, then look a bit underneath it and you'll see the skirting board. Follow the skirting board all around the room. Is it fixed on place? Does it do its job? Then, as you follow the skirting around the room, you'll come to architrave, which goes around the door. And this is part of the woodwork, the joinery, of course. So, is the architrave in place? Does the frame need splicing? Does the door need re-hanging? Does the door open and shut? Does it need easing and adjusting? What's the furniture like? Like, what's the handles? It might have locks. either need to be included or taken out, what the hinge is like, what's the door itself like. And then right by the door, you need to always find a light switch. So you're now onto the electrics phase of the room. The light switch, does it work? Is it cracked or broken? Does it operate the ceiling light? And then, of course, the last thing to check in terms of electrics is, what about the sockets? Are there enough of them? Have you got minimum of two double sockets? And can you switch them on and off until they're cracked or burnt or anything that's gone wrong with them? And then finally, you can look on the floor and see the last side of that box and see what the condition of the flooring is like. You may not always need to replace all the carpets. Sometimes a really good deep clean can actually mean you can keep the carpets for 1 or 2 years, or longer. They might have only been put down. And then finally, the very final thing is then what's the condition of the actual decor? Does it need painting, including the ceiling? So there they are. If you think about it, 5 of the 7 rooms in your house are all going to look the same, and all the things you need to check are these here, these 7 steps for 5 of the 7 rooms. So a lot of the refurb is rinse and repeat, and just looking out for. And then this is what we do. So this is how we do it. So we've got this dash schedule of works. You'll see from the example on here, it's a template, it's an extract. We actually now use Excel to do this in, and you'll see a big thing that's missing here are costs, and this is something we'll also cover in the second video. So we just put itemized numbers, and then we can tick them off and make sure everything's done, all the paperwork's clear. And this is how we do it. We just put things in, and once we know who we're working with, we'll put the initials, so we know very clearly, they know and we know who's responsible for this item. Everything should be initialed. So test and clean gutters, you can see this on screen, I'm not going to read it out to you, but some of the general things that all need including completely, like fit new carpets times 5, then I don't need to put it on every single room, it's just going to be new carpets. Bedroom 1, here are some of the things that need doing. Pattern skin reveals, prep and paint walls and ceiling, easily adjust the door, prep and paint white, boiler cupboard. Bedroom 2, additional double sockets, wood beading around the window, and you can see, and then the bathroom is quite a lot different to a bedroom. There's always more to be doing, and one of the things you should really be paying attention to in the bathroom is the bath, making sure it doesn't leak and leak water. So there's the rest of it. HSL is Hall Stairs and Landing, and as you'll see, as we've done more and more of these, the abbreviations become more and more. We have just, it just makes the whole process a lot quicker. And the way you produce it first is you go around every room, start at the top of the property, start the furthest away, and just literally make hand notes on a piece of paper or on a clipboard or on a pad, and then come away, digitize it, edit it, change the order, make sure it's all very clear. And then you're going to look at the costings, and this is something I'm going to pick up in the next video. If you've got any questions about this, how to put a schedule of works together, or how we do it, then feel free to ask questions or drop your comments. We do like hearing from you. We really appreciate the interaction. Apart from that, that's it for this one. Look forward to seeing the next one. As always, can I just close by saying thank you ever so much for your support. We really do appreciate it.